Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Ready for a deep dive into AI? Specifically, we're looking at DeepSeek, a development coming out of China that's got the tech world talking.
Yeah, there's been quite a buzz.
We've got articles, analyses, and even a podcast clip to help us understand what all the fuss is about. So why is DeepSeek causing such a stir?
Well, the big thing is they've managed to develop an AI model that's on par with GPT-4.
GPT-4, you mean the gold standard?
Exactly. But here's the kicker. They did it with a tiny fraction of the resources, like a seriously small amount.
Yeah, I read that OpenAI, the folks behind GPT-4, they're spending hundreds of millions
Yeah.
and using tens of thousands of those super powerful GPUs.
Right. And DeepSeek, they claim they pulled it off with just $5 million and 2,000 GPUs.
5 million, that's what, less than 2% of what others are spending?
You got it. And that's why everyone's paying attention. It totally challenges the idea that you need massive piles of money and computing power to make progress in AI.
And even with some skeptics saying they might be underreporting the resources a bit, it's still a massive difference.
No doubt about it.
Okay, so how do they do it? What's the magic sauce?
Well, there are a few key things. One is, well, it's almost too simple to believe, but they just changed how much memory they were using. Like literally the decimal places used in the calculations.
Really, how does that even work?
So typically these calculations use 32 decimal places. DeepSeek shrunk it down to 8.
8, and that made a difference?
A huge difference. They saved 75% of the memory they were using without sacrificing accuracy.
Wow, so just by tweaking something really basic, they got massive efficiency gains.
Exactly. They went back to the fundamentals and found a totally new way of doing things.
And I read about their, what was it, multi-token system?
Oh, yeah, that's another brilliant move. So instead of processing text word by word like most AIs, DeepSeek's model reads entire phrases at once.
Like a speed reader.
Exactly. And that alone made it a whopping 90% more efficient.
So they found a way to make AI read more like a human.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
And they've got this thing called an expert system, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another part of their secret sauce. Basically, instead of one gigantic AI that does everything, they have a bunch of smaller AIs that are specialized.
Like each one has its own little area of expertise.
Exactly. And they only activate the ones they need for a specific task. It's like, why use a sledgehammer when you need a scalpel, you know?
Right, so they keep things lean and efficient.
Right on.
But here's where things get really interesting and where DeepSeek really starts shaking things up. They made their model open source.
Yeah, that was a bold move. Open source, meaning anyone can look at the code, use it, build on it. Totally different from companies like OpenAI, who keep their models top secret.
So DeepSeek is basically inviting the whole world to join their AI party.
That's one way to put it, and this open source approach could be a total game changer.
How so?
Well, for one, it could mean way faster innovation. Developers all over the world can jump in, tweak things, find new ways to use it.
And it could lead to AI tools and services that are way more affordable.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the real promise here. Imagine a world where powerful AI is within everyone's reach.
It's a really exciting idea.
Yeah, DeepSeek is definitely shaking things up.
Yeah.
And not everyone is thrilled about it, especially companies like Nvidia.
Nvidia, the GPU giants. What's their beef with DeepSeek?
Well, their whole business is built around selling those super expensive GPUs that everyone needs to train and run AI models.
And DeepSeek just showed everyone you don't need as much expensive hardware.
Exactly. DeepSeek's announcement, their stock tanked, lost something like $600 billion in market value in a single day.
Right.
Ouch.
That's got to sting. But it just goes to show how disruptive this new approach really is.
Absolutely. DeepSeek is a real wake-up call for the whole industry. And it's a huge win for China, too.
How so?
Well, there's been this narrative for a while that China is great at copying, but not so much at true innovation.
But DeepSeek blows that narrative out of the water.
Totally. It shows that China is more than capable of pushing the boundaries of technology and becoming a global leader in AI.
And, we even have a clip from Kim Iverson's podcast where she argues that DeepSeek is a huge wake-up call for the West. She's basically saying, hey, look, China is taking the lead here. We need to step up our game.
It's an interesting perspective, and it does make you wonder, what does DeepSeek's success mean for the future of the AI landscape globally?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
And it's one we'll definitely be exploring further in this deep dive.
DeepSeek's definitely impressive from a technical standpoint, but we can't ignore the bigger picture.
Yeah, the societal impact. As AI gets more sophisticated and starts touching every part of our lives, There are some big questions we need to ask.
For sure. One thing that comes to mind is the potential impact on jobs.
It's already happening, right?
Mhm.
Automation is replacing jobs in some sectors.
Yeah, especially in manufacturing.
Yeah.
But as AI becomes even more capable, that trend could spread to lots of other industries.
So what do we do? How do we prepare for a future where AI is doing more and more of the work?
Education and retraining, those are going to be key. We need to help people adapt and learn the skills they'll need in this new world.
Absolutely. And when we're talking about the big picture, you got to talk about ethics too, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially with DeepSeek being open source, it's great for transparency, but it also means there's a higher risk of the technology being misused.
It makes you think, what happens if a powerful AI model falls into the wrong hands?
That's a scary thought. So while we encourage innovation, we also need some safeguards in place. We need to make sure AI is being developed and used responsibly.
So guidelines, regulations.
Exactly. It's going to take collaboration between governments, industry leaders, researchers. Everyone needs to work together to figure out how to steer AI in the right direction.
And DeepSeek being a Chinese company adds another layer to all of this, doesn't it?
It definitely does.
I was reading this article, DeepSeek, IA Chinese Innovazione e Impatto Globale. It argues that DeepSeek is a sign of China's growing influence in the AI world.
It makes sense. China's been investing heavily in STEM education and research, and it's starting to pay off.
It's not just about being the best, though. The founders of DeepSeek, they're driven by this passion for pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Yeah, they're not just in it for the money. They genuinely believe in the power of AI to change the world. And their story also shows that you don't need a massive budget to make a huge impact.
Exactly. They did it with comparatively little funding.
It's proof that with the right ideas and the right team, anyone can achieve amazing things.
So inspiring. Okay, let's get back to the tech side for a minute. We talked about DeepSeek's expert system, but I think it's worth diving a bit deeper.
Sure. What do you want to?
Well, explain again how this whole expert system thing works.
Okay, so instead of having one massive AI that does everything, they break it down into these smaller, specialized AIs.
It's like having a team of specialists instead of one general doctor.
That's a great analogy.
So if you have a heart problem, you see a cardiologist. If you have a brain problem, you see a neurologist. Each expert focuses on their specific area.
Exactly. And in DeepSeek's case, they only activate the expert they need for a specific task. That way, they're not wasting any computing power or memory.
Smart. No wonder they're so efficient. Okay, now back to open source. It's a pretty controversial move, right?
Definitely. There are valid arguments on both sides.
Some people are worried about the risks of making powerful technology so freely available.
Yeah, the potential for misuse is real. But on the other hand, open source has the potential to accelerate innovation like crazy.
Because now anyone can contribute, right?
Exactly. It opens the door for a much wider range of perspectives and expertise. And that could lead to breakthroughs that wouldn't have been possible otherwise.
And it levels the playing field, too. Smaller companies, startups, they can all get involved without needing huge amounts of money.
So it's not just about DeepSeek anymore. It's about creating a whole ecosystem of innovation around AI.
And putting pressure on those big tech companies to keep up. Remember how Nvidia's stock took a hit when DeepSeek announced their model?
Oh yeah, they were definitely feeling the heat. DeepSeek proved that you don't need all that fancy hardware to make amazing AI.
So DeepSeek's impact goes way beyond just this one AI model. They're changing the way we think about AI development itself.
Totally. They're forcing everyone to adapt and rethink their strategies.
It's a classic disruption story.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out in the long run.
Yeah, we're just at the beginning of this AI revolution, and things are changing fast. But one thing's for sure, DeepSeek has made a huge splash, and the ripple effects are going to be felt for years to come.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into DeepSeek. It's been quite a journey exploring this Chinese AI that's turning heads and making waves.
Yeah, the tech world is definitely taking notice.
And it's not just the techies who are buzzing about it. We actually have a clip. It's called CNBC DeepSeek.mp3, and it captures the reactions from the financial world.
Oh yeah, that clip is wild. You can practically hear investors scrambling, trying to figure out what DeepSeek means for their portfolios.
There's this one analyst, I think he nailed it when he said, this is a classic disruption story.
It's David versus Goliath, right? The big AI players are all about scaling up, bigger's better, more money, more hardware.
And then DeepSeek comes along, lean and mean, proving that you can do amazing things with a smarter approach.
It's a good lesson for any industry, really. Don't get stuck in your ways, always be willing to challenge the assumptions.
And the way they embraced open source, that's a big part of the story too, right?
Huge. Sharing their technology with the world, it's like they threw open the doors and said, come on in, let's all build the future of AI together.
It's like a giant global AI hackathon.
And that kind of collaboration, it leads to faster innovation, more creative solutions. We're already seeing it happen.
And it forces everyone to be more transparent too. With the code out in the open, everyone can see what's going on.
Yeah, no more hiding behind closed doors, which is a good thing for ethical development. More eyes on the code, more people thinking about the potential biases, the risks.
So DeepSeek isn't just changing the tech, it's changing the whole culture of AI development.
Absolutely. It's a real shift in the paradigm.
Okay, so let's bring it back to our listeners. What does all of this mean for you, the everyday person? How might DeepSeek actually touch your life?
Well, one of the most exciting possibilities is the development of AI tools and services that are actually affordable. I'm talking about personalized AI assistance, AI-powered education tailored to your learning style, things like that.
It's like having a super smart helper in your pocket available to everyone, not just the wealthy few.
Exactly. And we could see AI transforming industries like healthcare, finance, transportation, making them more efficient, more effective. Ultimately, it's about improving our lives.
But DeepSeek is also a reminder that we need to be mindful about AI, right? We need to stay informed, have those conversations about ethics and regulation, make sure AI is being used for good.
Absolutely. It's a powerful technology, and with great power comes great responsibility. We need to be actively involved in shaping the future of AI, making sure it benefits all of humanity.
Well said. DeepSeek is a real inspiration. It shows that innovation can come from anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're a tech giant or a small startup. If you have a brilliant idea and the courage to go for it, you can change the world.
And their commitment to open source, it's a reminder that collaboration is key. We can achieve so much more when we work together.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, I just want to give a shout out to the brilliant minds behind DeepSeek, especially Liang Wenfeng and his team. Their vision and their dedication have truly pushed the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
They've inspired a whole generation of AI developers and researchers.
So that concludes our deep dive into the world of DeepSeek. We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little mind-blowing. It's a story that's still unfolding, and we can't wait to see what the future holds.
Who knows what amazing innovations are just around the corner?
And as always, remember to like this episode and subscribe to the Deep Dive for more explorations into the cutting edge of technology and ideas that are shaping our world.
Until next time, keep exploring.